What's going on, gamers? I think I'm Ready3 here, and welcome to episode 2 of the Minecraft add-on review, where I'm going to be doing the food expansion add-on stuff though. But also I did realize that I forgot to do the specific part at the end where I made the essence and stuff though. So without further ado, let's actually start with the essence first though, because I forgot to do that. So we need the crafting table down, and then now what we're going to need to do though is we're going to need to make the crafting recipe for it though. Which requires, oh wait, that's not it. That works. Here we go. So we're going to need glass bottle, gunpowder, feather, bone, and string. In the order of it, goes 5 on top. From left to right, it goes 3, 1, 2. Which, okay, so 3, 1, 2. So it goes feather, bottle, gunpowder. So feather. Okay, so we have, and if you also hear noises in the background though, just know that, sorry. So it is feather, bottle, gunpowder, and then the bone, which I think is 4, then the string is 5. There we go. This is how you make the mob essence. This is the crafting recipe to make the mob essence for the mob armor. Now, it's actually not 2.0, it's actually 1.2. I did mess that up. That was a bit of my bad. Anyways, so now what we're going to do though, we're now going to check out all of the new stuff though for the food expansion pack and whatnot. So now this does have quite a bit of stuff with it though. So we're going to start from left to right with the cooked and raw meat. So with the cooked meat we have bacon, beef ribs rack, chicken wing, chorizo, filet mignon, frog legs, ham, lamb loin, lamb rack, tomahawk steak, T-bone steak, sirloin steak, sausage, rump steak, rib chops, ribeye steak, pork belly, cooked pork shoulder, and calamari. Now we have the raw meat, which is the same thing, except for one key difference though. Squid meat. If you're wondering, what is calamari? Calamari is actually squid, given the reason why it's called squid meat rather than raw calamari. Then we also have special foods, which is end cake, which is also crafted from end truffles. We also have golden fruit, which is the banana, orange, peach, peanut, radish, and strawberry, as well as the nether cake and truffle. Now we have a lot of fruit seeds, vegetable seeds, and nut seeds. So we have like a bunch of seeds in here and in here. It's a lot of seeds. I'm not going to go through all of them though, but let's just say some of them are very useful. Then we also have fruits, vegetables, and nuts, which are still quite a lot and stuff though. Now, if you're wondering why there's 5 large chests here, that's because there's a lot of craftable stuff though. But it's not only craftable though, because some of it does require a lot of these materials though. Now, unfortunately, I had to look this up, so just to clarify something. So here, let me just grab them out. These two things, the pestle and mortar and the juicer machine, cannot be accessed in actual survival, which I think is completely stupid, and that needs to be fixed, in my opinion. Because I don't think it's right to have to use all the rest of this stuff except for 2 things in basic survival. To me, that just doesn't seem right as part of the add-on, in my opinion. So, these stuff cannot be found in regular survival, which really makes me upset. But, obviously, then we have the blast griddle, the butcher's block. Now, the butcher's block, though, is what gets us these types of meats. Except for squid meat, though. Squid meat, though, we kill some squid and whatnot. But the blast griddle though, it's basically kind of like a smoker a little bit. But you can also, but that's where like the frying pan and the cooking pot come into play though, and it's only specifically made for the blast griddle. But we obviously have a lot of craftable food and drinks and whatnot. Now some of these are also planted from seeds though as well though. But we also have like, so we can make like an egg on a toast. Now obviously though, I did like test some of this stuff though, like this stuff. So, for example, where's the toast at? Toast. Where's the toast? Where's the toast? Where's the toast? Where's the toast? I know it. Where's the toast? Where's the piece of toast? Where the heck is the piece of toast? Okay, I must have forgotten to grab the piece of toast. But, okay, unless I did grab it somewhere, and it's just somewhere in one of these 5 chests. But, yeah, I'm not seeing the toast in, piece of toast in there, when I know I grabbed, there it is. So, the piece of toast, in order to get that, though, you actually put a piece of bread in like a smoker or a furnace. So I think it's mainly best done, though, in the smoker, in my opinion, though. Because, now, I know some people use, like, regular furnaces and stuff, though, and I get that. I get that. But in my opinion, though, the best way to cook food faster and to smelt ores faster, like copper, iron, and gold, you know, is actually best done with a blast furnace or whatnot. But yeah. So let me show you what some of this stuff can do, though. So let me grab out the juicer. And let me also grab the starter book as well. Oh, I think. Hold on. Actually, wait a minute. Here, and I'll go. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. So, I'm going to grab some ingredients, though, and stuff, though. Stuff like that, too. That basically kind of correspond with some stuff, though. So, if I get a bucket of milk and I put it in the juicer machine, and I think we're supposed to get something else, though. I don't quite remember. But, yeah, basically there's, like, a way to, like, make, like, a carton of milk, though. I just need to figure out, like, what other ingredients do I need and stuff, so, to make the carton of milk. Because I don't remember how to make the carton of milk. But, actually, you know what, I'm going to show you exactly, you know, because I don't know how to use the juicer exactly, you know, but I do know how to use the butcher's block. I do know how to use this. So what the butcher's block does, though, is, so here, let me grab a piece of raw meat for an example. So let me grab a piece of raw chicken, and I put it in the butcher's block. I get 2 chicken wings. But let me actually, hold on, I have an idea. Let me grab some of this, some of this, some of that, some of that. Oh wait, hold on. I don't need rabbit. I don't need rabbit. Rabbit's not on the list apparently, but mine and beef are. Okay, so let me get into survival real quick and show you what this butcher block can do, though. Okay, so as you can see here, now some of it does require salt, though. So, for example, a piece of raw pork chop and salt gives you 3 sausage. When the tomahawk steak requires 2 bones and salt with the raw beef. With the beef, with the filet mignon, you need 2 salt and 2 beef. With the chorizo, you need a pepper, you need a chili, and a piece of sausage. This is what gives you pepperoni for the correct recipe of the pepperoni pizza. And then we also have the lamb rack, which requires 2 bones and a piece of mine. Same thing with this. So, but bacon just requires pork chop and stuff, though. While the sirloin steak only requires steak, pork shoulder requires 3, pork belly requires 3 as well, rump steak requires 2, that requires 2, and this requires 2 as well. But there's only one thing for chicken, though, which I think is a little weird, in my opinion. There's only one thing for chicken, and there's not a thing for rabbit. That doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't. But anyways, though, now, this is what gives us spices, though, which gives us, like, garlic powder, stuff like that. The watering can helps crops grow faster. Now, the frying pan and the cooking pot. The cooking pot is what gives us the soups. When this, we can actually just, like, cook meat and stuff, though, with it. But you need to feel the blast griddle first, though. So, here. Let me just put the blast griddle down. Let me grab a stack of blocks of coal. Oh, wait, hold on. How do I... Whoops. Hold on. How do I place it in? Wait, there's already a pot/pan on it. Oh, wait. Maybe it's not blocks of coal. Maybe it's just regular coal. Let me try regular coal. But, okay, yeah, let me try regular coal, but first off, though, let me just place a stake there, and there we go. So you don't use, so this requires not blocks of coal, just regular coal. And if you look at that, booyah, gives you cooked meat, right off the bat. Yes, I'll remember the frying pan. As you can see here, it gives you cooked meat. Now, I'm going to show you what happens when you leave it on for too long. Because when you leave it on for too long, it actually does something special. Let me just get rid of all this real quick. Now I just need to get another piece of coal real quick. There we go. Because if you leave it on for too long, though, it will actually turn into something else. You just gotta wait a little bit, though. Because apparently, if you can actually burn it and stuff, though, from what I've seen on YouTube. And look at that. When it burns, you get charcoal. When it burns, you get charcoal. Oh my god, why did I keep accidentally clicking onto the signs? I don't know. But obviously, though, I need to figure out how to use the mixer and stuff, like the juicer. I call it a mixer and stuff. I don't know why I called it a mixer by accident, though, because it literally looks like a freaking mixer. But I don't know why it's called a juicer if it doesn't just make juice. It makes like smoothies, milkshakes, stuff like that. That's not even a juice. But I need to figure out how the heck I need to use this stuff, because I have no idea how to use this. So maybe if I go into let me go into survival and see how I can use this exactly. Oh, so apple juice, I just need an apple. But how do I make the carton of milk though? Because I know I can make a carton of this. So, but I just don't know how to make the carton of milk. Because it says the carton of, because as you can see here, it requires a carton of milk, which I have no idea how to get. It says it requires the juicer to get the carton of milk. But I'm a little confused because there's no recipe for the carton of milk. So, here, let me look up exactly how to get the carton of milk, though. So, okay, so, oh wait, that's TikTok. I don't want TikTok. Okay, so, this is posted oh, no, I don't want that. No, I don't want that. What I need to do is I need to figure out how to get the carton of milk. Do I need a milk bottle or something? I don't know. But that's why carton milks are not available. Well, I'll be damned. So, it clearly states here, and I quote, then this is posted July 3rd, 2024 by the YouTuber Bedrock Princess. This states, milk cartons are not available and that's not fair to those who pay for a working add-on. Which indicates that I can't get a carton of milk. Which I think is completely stupid, and apparently someone else agrees with me on that. So, looks like carton of milk is not even accessible, so why is it even in the menu to begin with? It's like the barrier block. You can only get it through commands. In survival. Just, so basically you need to get yourself, so basically in order to summon it though, you need to get a carton of milk. So in order to get the carton of milk in survival, you need to either get it from creative mode or commands and stuff though. But if you use commands then, well on Bedrock Edition you get rid of trophies, because you need to put on cheats to access commands like /give and stuff though, which I think does make sense though why no trophies will be available though, because it's a cheat code, because you can give yourself like netherite armor and stuff though, and that makes sense. But what doesn't though is what it should like limit and stuff to see how much you can give, yourself, though. Like, in my opinion, though, I think it should actually be easier and stuff, though, to actually, like, get certain things, though, in my opinion. But obviously, though, this creates spices. Now the cooking pot, though, what also it does, though, is makes, like, soups and stews and whatnot. Like, for example, wild mushroom soup is what it makes. Let's see here, though. Now the pepperoni pizza, though, like I mentioned earlier, though, does require the chorizo to use as the pepperoni, which obviously does make sense and stuff, though. So now this is a quick add-on, though, because unfortunately, though, which I think is completely stupid, how you can't get a carton of milk from the juicer machine. So when I think, though, there should be a way to get the carton of milk. And I think what you should do is you should craft a carton out of specific materials and then milk a cow. And then booyah, you get a carton of milk. That seems like an idea, though. Actually, you know what? That just gave me an idea. Now, obviously, though, if I do create an add-on, though, for Minecraft, though, like a food expansion pack add-on, though, for Bedrock Edition, if I ever do that, which I'm not sure if I will, though, if I ever do that, though, I'm making sure that I make a crafting recipe for a carton of milk. But what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to make it a bit different, though, where I'm going to call it a mixer, and we'll have access to it in survival. Because I don't think it's right for the juicer machine to not be accessible in survival, and you can't even access the carton of milk, like, at all, which is stupid, but whatever. This is what it is. So this is like the food expansion add-on and stuff, though. There's a lot of, like, craftable stuff, though, and whatnot. So it literally took me like at least a solid 5 to 10 minutes just to get all of this and stuff. Just to get all of those and stuff, though. It probably took me like 5 minutes at most just to get all of that and stuff, though. Which felt like it took ages, though. If you also hear notification sounds in the background, just ignore that. Oh, I just got a new subscriber. I think. It said I got a new subscriber. Let me just double check real quick. Yes, I did. That Minecraft guy gets a shout out for being the newest subscriber to my channel. Thank you so much, that Minecraft guy, for subscribing to the channel. I very appreciate it. So I'm going to end this episode here, guys. This is a pretty quick one and stuff, though, because there was really not much to do, though, with this. No, since I know exactly how to work the juicer now. Now, unfortunately, though, I need to get commands just to get access to the carton of milk, which I think is completely stupid, but that is what it is. So make sure you smack that like button. If you do plan on subscribing, it's up to you, though. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss another Gamer 3 episode. I'll see you guys in episode 3. Bye-bye.